Ruth, what the heck do you think you're doing getting married before me? Isn't that a little insensitive of you? Everyone knows the cutest sister should get married first. There's a proper order to these things, you know. You need to respect that. It should be illegal for someone as ugly as you to get married before me. Ugh, I wish you'd stop trying to ruin my life already.
Is that really you, Sharon? I almost didn't believe it when I saw the message. It's been that long. What do you want? Why are you messaging me out of the blue after all this time? I don't know what you mean by the proper order of things, but surely anyone would be free to get married whenever they want to. And really, how exactly am I trying to ruin your life? Isn't this all a bit dramatic?
It's not dramatic because you are. You really, really are.
How? I'm not even in a relationship.
It's pointless trying to hide it, I know. I know you guys are already making plans for the wedding day.
I just told you I'm not even in a relationship. That means I'm single, you dummy.
Whatever, liar. Liar, pants on fire. I'm the one who should be getting married first. Do you understand? Me. I'd be a laughing stock if my cave troll of a sister got married before me. I'm the beautiful one. Why can't you consider my reputation for once? I have to be the first one to get married.
You are aware that if you have a boyfriend, you guys are free to get married whenever you like, right? I'm really not stopping you. In fact, I'm rooting for you. You go, girl. You can complain at me till you're blue in the face, but it isn't gonna put a ringer on your finger, you know?
Duh, I know that. But I'm still not letting you get married first. This wedding is not going ahead.
You're right, it's not. Because as I keep trying to tell you, I'm single. The next day.
Ruth, I heard that you're planning on getting married without mine or Sharon's permission. Is this true? This wedding is not happening. I won't allow it.
Huh? Oh Lord, not you two.
Excuse me?
I have no idea how Sharon got into her head that I'm getting married, but I can assure you I'm not.
Liar! She said she saw you, so there's no point in lying. We know, Ruth.
I see. So you also intend on completely ignoring everything I say and causing a huge fuss over nothing, huh? Good grief, you two haven't changed a bit.
Regardless of what you say, it's only right that Sharon be the first one to get married. Can you imagine how upset your beautiful sister would be if you got married before her? What with your face being as unfortunate as it is. You're a grown woman and you need to start thinking about your little sister's reputation in the eyes of the world for once. She'd never heard the end of it.
I said this to Sharon too. But if she has a boyfriend, she's free to get married whenever she likes. I'm not stopping her at all, and she doesn't need to worry about me one bit. Being senselessly harassed by my estranged family over an imaginary wedding is kind of annoying, and I'd appreciate if you stopped.
Excuse me?
Wasn't I clear enough? Try this instead then. Leave me alone. 1 month later.
Hey sis, I found a 100% foolproof guaranteed way of getting married before you.
What? Are you really still going on about this? Aren't you bored yet? Don't you have anything better to do than pester me? Over something that doesn't even make any sense, no less.
Well, you're still making plans for the wedding, aren't you?
Like I told you countless times, I'm single and I have no plans to get married.
You're gonna love this. I hit upon a way to make you give up on your wedding and get married before you. You can consider this message as a declaration of war.
What exactly are you planning on doing?
That's for me to know and you to find out. The plan's going full steam ahead starting tomorrow, so you better prepare yourself.
Once more, I have no boyfriend, no fiancé, no husband, and no intention of getting married in the foreseeable future. 10 months later.
You little witch! You had no intention of giving up on the wedding in the end, did you? Why, you little...
What? Mom? Is this by any chance a continuation of your nonsensical ramblings about the imaginary wedding that you should have given up on 10 months ago? You still haven't let whatever this is go?
Don't ever speak to your mother like that, young lady. Like hell I'd give up on something so important. Anyway, back to the point. It's time for you and him to break up and go your separate ways.
Him? If you're talking about this imaginary boyfriend, or fiancé, or husband, or whatever he's supposed to be of mine, then I hate to break it to you, but I'm still single, just like I was back then.
The lies stop now, Ruth. I'd never raised you like this. I don't care how much you kick or scream, but this weekend's wedding ceremony is simply not going ahead. Cancel it. That's an order, not a request.
Interesting. That's the first I've heard of me getting married this weekend.
Listen, Ruth, here's the thing. Your sister Sharon is pregnant.
What?
This isn't going to be easy for you, but listen. And listen carefully. The baby is your fiancé's. There's no doubt about it.
What? Who the hell are you talking about? I just feel like a broken record at this point, but I'll say it again. I don't have a boyfriend or a fiancé. This person you're talking about doesn't exist. Really, what's going on here? I'm so confused. Have you been causing some poor guy trouble based on a misunderstanding? Please tell me you haven't.
Don't you dare change the subject, young lady. Sharon's already in the last month of her pregnancy.
What? You mean the baby's due soon?
That's right. Sharon, and not you, will be the bride at this weekend's wedding. You might not like it, but this is non-negotiable. Your sister's giving birth in 10 days. Give her your fiancé, now!
Ugh, how many times do I have to tell you? I have no wedding plan, nor do I plan on planning one, nor do I have a fiancé to give my sister. Not that this conversation would be any less weird, even if I was getting married.
How disappointing. I say you're still clinging to your desperate lies in a vain attempt to dodge your responsibilities to your family. If you don't stop this at once, I'm disowning you. You'll never speak to any of us again, I swear. There's no place for you in this family if you don't value your little sister's happiness. Disowning you is the only sensible option.
I really don't mind if you disown me. In fact, I'd actually be super relieved to never have to engage with any of you again. Would you do it? Would you please disown me? In any case, I'm not engaged to anyone.
Excuse me?
If there is a wedding being held somewhere this weekend, then I strongly advise you look into it a little more thoroughly before you turn the happiest day of some poor couple's lives into a nightmare. One thing I can tell you for sure, the bride at whoever's wedding this is not me. The day of the wedding.
Ruth, pick up the phone. What is this? What the heck is going on?
What do you want? Would you mind not spam calling me all of a sudden? I'm kind of at work.
Huh? You're at work?
I'm on a business trip to Seattle to negotiate with a major client.
Seattle?
The only reason I'm replying to you is because I have a little downtime in between talks right now. If you have something to say to me, then make it quick.
Whoa. Hold on a sec. If you're in Seattle right now... I knew it. The bride at the wedding in Chicago just now wasn't you, was it?
Huh?
She was a total stranger. I'd never seen her before. Ugh, you tricked me, Ruth. God damn you.
Just hold on a sec. How on earth am I supposed to understand what's going on if you won't even explain it to me? You just come at me with a load of gibberish and seemingly expect an answer? Please tell me you didn't just crash some poor stranger's wedding. Well, where was it held?
S Weddings Community Hall?
Huh? S Weddings?
Obviously! I saw you and your fiancé, Alex Davis, going in there together about a year ago. Where else would it have been held?
Huh? Alex?
Not only that, but apparently he was seen going in and out regularly afterwards, too. What's more, a little while after that, I overheard him discussing the wedding with someone who seemed to be his friend at a cafe near the hall, and a date was mentioned.
And what date was today?
Yes! That's why I crashed the wedding while pregnant with Alex's baby. But he wasn't even there. I'd never seen the bride and groom in my life, and they were horrified. God, it was so embarrassing. When the security guards ran over and restrained me, the watermelon I had under my jumper fell out and smashed into little pieces all over the floor.
No way. You had a watermelon under your jumper to try and look pregnant?
I had no idea what was going on. I was in such a panic. I just hightailed it out of there as soon as I managed to get the security guards off of me.
You ran away?
Obviously. What else was I gonna do? Stay for the buffet? I'm with Mom right now at the Apple Hotel next to the hall. We've been staying here since last night in preparation for today. We're going home as soon as the heat dies down. I could hear police sirens after I escaped, so we're laying low for now. Oh my God, I can't tell you how embarrassing it was. Even just thinking about it makes me cringe. This is all your fault. You are the worst.
3 hours later.
Ruth, this is bad. Help! Sharon's been captured by the families of the bride and groom at the wedding she accidentally crashed.
Could be worse. Look on the bright side. At least the cops don't have her yet.
What? Wait, do you know about this?
Listen, Mom. That wedding my sister just crashed, it just so happened to be the wedding of one of my coworkers.
What?
This includes a little speculation on my part based on what Sharon just told me herself, but here's why I think she made such a ridiculous misunderstanding. When she saw me walking into the S Weddings community hall with Alex Davis a year ago, I wasn't there to plan a wedding, but to hold a work meeting.
A work meeting?
I work for a large advertising agency that specializes in weddings. S Weddings are one of our biggest clients, and me and Alex, my coworker, regularly hold meetings with them to discuss upcoming proposals and leases on existing contracts. And as a result of knowing what a good company they are through work, Alex decided to get married at one of their venues. It was a small ceremony held only for close friends and family.
What, Alex?
Yes, Alex. You know, the person you convinced yourself was my fiancé. Sharon was under the delusion that she could somehow charm Alex before the wedding and stop it ever going ahead, which, needless to say, failed miserably. But not knowing when to give up, and so hell-bent on being the first sister to get married, she hatched a plan where she'd try and convince Alex she was pregnant with his baby, before ordering him to abandon his wife at the altar and marry her instead. Which is why she barged into the wedding hall screaming and shouting with a watermelon stuffed under her jumper like some escaped mental patient.
But she said Alex wasn't the groom after all. Apparently she didn't recognize anyone. Do you have any idea how embarrassed she was? That poor girl.
That's probably because this whole plan of hers was based on a fundamental misunderstanding.
A misunderstanding? What kind of misunderstanding?
She still hasn't realized, has she? Alex wasn't the groom, she was the bride.
What? The bride?
Alex is a woman.
A woman?
She's always been a big girl. She was the national judo champion back in high school, tall as a giraffe with biceps like a bodybuilder. She typically only wears guyish clothes like baggy pants and blazers. I don't think she even owns a skirt. In her own words, I'm mistaken for a guy pretty much on a daily basis. Apparently, she started going out of her way to make it clear to people she's a woman after this whole incident with Sharon basically stalking her, though.
Alex is a woman? I can't believe it. How could this be?
I'll tell you how it could be. It could be because you both ignored absolutely everything I said at every opportunity. If you would have listened to me for just 1 second, this never would have happened. That's why my sister made a complete moron of herself in front of dozens of people. I had a feeling Alex and her family would probably be looking for the culprit, so I gave her a call. She was speechless when I told her it was none other than my little sister.
You told her? You little snitch! You ratted on your own sister! How could you, you demon?
She ran away without taking even a shred of responsibility for ruining what should have been the happiest day of my coworker's life. There's only one person in the wrong here, and it isn't me.
Ruining?
As a result of her gate crashing the wedding, the whole ceremony got canceled. Sharon will most likely be forced to take responsibility in the form of compensation for the cost of the wedding and damages for the mental anguish caused by her abhorrent behavior. If I had to guess, I'd say she should be receiving some letters in a few days' time. Make sure she checks the mail.
Compensation? Damages? What?
Which is why I advise you to continue this conversation with Alex and her lawyer.
No, please! You have to do something about this. You're her friend. Surely you can make her see sense.
Nope, it's your mess, not mine. Fix it yourselves.
Ruth!
Goodbye. Later on. You would have thought Sharon would have realized she was making a misunderstanding at some point during the 10 months between hearing about the wedding and actually crashing it. Although maybe that would be putting too much faith in the reasoning abilities of someone who'd stuff a watermelon under their jumper and crash a wedding to steal someone's wife? A few days later, I apologized profusely to Alex and her husband for the actions of my family. Fortunately, they were both very understanding, but unfortunately, the reality of my sister ruining their wedding day would never disappear. Just as planned, Alex sued Sharon for compensation and damages for the cost of the wedding and mental anguish she caused. As if that wasn't enough, it turns out she also broke an expensive statue during her dramatic escape from the wedding hall, for which she was also ordered to pay a hefty sum. We're a single-mother family, and after flying the nest long ago, and now intentionally keeping my distance from the terrible two, our mom was the only person in the world my sister had to rely on. Then, one night it happened. My mom ran away in the night. With that, the crippling financial burden was placed squarely on Sharon's shoulders, and on her shoulders alone. Last I heard, she was spending her days wallowing in regret and complaining about how unfair the world is while working like a dog to pay off her debts.
Hey, Susan, can we talk for a sec? Didn't I tell you to go do shopping before noon? It's already way past noon. What's up? This means you have to come over here later and prepare my lunch and dinner today. Oh yeah, and you have to pay for it all. That's sort of fine.
Hi, Carol. Don't you remember? I said I couldn't do any shopping or cooking for you today. You did get my message, right? I'm on my lunch break now, but I was working since 7 a.m. There's no way I can do any shopping for you. You're just going to have to make do. About cooking dinner, I have to get back to work after lunch and I won't be done until evening. Besides, it takes about an hour by car to your place. I know you're my sister-in-law, but I'm really busy at the moment to help you. I'm really sorry.
Huh? What do you mean? You're a housewife. You've got plenty of time. Just sitting at home watching TV, I bet.
I've got a deadline to meet.
My brother Danny is supporting you. Don't give me this BS about a deadline. Where do you come up with such excuses? I mean, please. You live in a huge house. He must be making a bundle. To be honest, why would you even work? You should be playing tennis or something.
The house or my husband's salary has nothing to do with it. Besides, I decided to keep my career going even after getting married simply because I love my job.
Like I said, you're a housewife now.
I'm working from home. You can say it's my office.
You're just continuing your little hobby is all. You make it sound like it's some important job or something. You're more like a homebody.
It's not a hobby.
Oh yeah? So, Sue, you're a housewife just pretending to be some freelance writer or novelist or something, is that it? And my little brother is off on an overseas business trip, so you're doing whatever you like. What? Are you having parties over there? Wow, you really have it made. I bet you even have a guy coming over all the time. That's a no-no.
Please, keep such lewd imaginations to yourself. Thank you.
Huh?
I really have to be getting back to work. So, talk to you again. Goodbye.
Hold it 1 second. What about the grocery shopping? What am I going to do about my lunch and dinner tonight? Who's going to prepare it for me? Come on, get off your butt for God's sake. Are you still going to insist that you have a real job? Like I said, it's just a hobby. What's more, I just can't forgive you for living in such a huge and beautiful house. Why you? If you've got nothing to do, the least you can do is cook for me. Hey, are you there? Did you just cut me off?
Hey, Dan. Can you talk now?
Hey, Sue, what's on your mind?
It's about your sister.
Huh? Not my sister again.
Sorry. Always the same old problem.
Don't worry about it. Just get it all off your chest. That's what I'm here for. Anyway, I want to be kept informed of what's happening when I'm not home.
Thanks, Dan. I knew I could rely on you.
So, what was it this time?
Well, she thinks my job is a hobby and I'm just lounging around the house inviting in guys and having wild parties.
A hobby? Having guys over, huh?
I keep telling her I have a real job and that I'm working from home. She just won't believe me.
Oh boy, I can't believe her! She's always been like that, always had her own way. Apparently her husband started working from home last week. So I'm sure she knows what it's about when you say working from home. It's almost normal at most companies recently. Can't get why she won't believe you.
Well, you bring home a good salary and so she apparently feels it's strange that I would have to work.
Huh? That's her reasoning. Give me a break.
And she also mentioned the house.
The house? What about the house?
She says that living here all by myself when you're on a business trip isn't fair.
Well, I can't help that.
Yeah, there's nothing we can do about that, right?
And also, Carol should know the circumstances.
Yeah, right? She was there when it was all explained, so I'm completely aware of the circumstances. And it was like only 6 months ago. Do you think she just forgot?
I doubt she forgot. But knowing Carol, she only chooses to hear what she wants to hear. She's always been like that. She then conjures up some fairy tale that fits her narrative.
Yeah, that's her for sure.
Actually, if I could just set her straight, I would, but no matter what I say, it just goes in one ear and comes out the other. It's just no use. It's like talking to a lampshade. Believe me, I've done it a million times. Nothing seems to work.
But at least you understand how I feel. That's good enough for me.
Thanks. That makes me feel better.
Anyways, it's just 2 more weeks. We just have to be patient for a little longer.
You think you can hang on for 2 weeks?
Yeah, I'll just keep it up like I did yesterday. I guess I can manage somehow. And she hasn't been calling me recently. I suppose her husband started working from home, so she's been texting me constantly online. At least I can ignore her, if I prefer. And she lives like an hour drive away, so she won't pop in any time of the day. Thank God for that.
Alright then. If you can't take it anymore or something comes up, my folks are nearby, so give them a call or just pop over there. They'll help you out for sure.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
Okay, I'm heading out to lunch with the guys. See ya.
Thanks for hearing me out. I feel a whole lot better.
No problem. Take care and don't worry.
Hey, Susan, are you there? This is important.
Oh, hello, Carol. Can I help you with something?
I'm on my way over there right now.
Huh? On your way? Over here? You mean to my house?
What else would I be talking about?
Well, I thought...
Hey, guess what? I got divorced.
Huh? Divorce? You mean like separated from... You're not serious. Really? But why?
Yeah, it was really nothing serious. I went out with this guy, and when my husband found out about it, it was nothing serious. You know my husband, he's working from home now. And with him there, I couldn't bring my guy over anymore. I was forced to meet him outside. And while we were out, a friend of his saw us, and well, you can imagine what happened next.
You're kidding me!
Oh boy, I really screwed up.
Hey, Carol! This is no laughing matter!
Yeah, well, it is what it is. And besides, I already broke up with this guy. I wasn't that into him anyway. My folks found out about it too and don't want me coming home. So that leaves me only one choice, and that's to move in with you guys. So I'll see you soon.
Huh? Stop right there. You must be kidding. You can't just decide that on your own. I don't remember telling you our address.
Why are you being so difficult? My luggage is set to arrive there at any time, so it arrives before me. Take care of it, would you? You have plenty of room there, right? What's one extra room?
Plenty of room?
Wow, to think I'll be living in the huge house. I can't wait.
Hey, Carol?
All right then, I'm on my way. Have some dinner ready for me. Okay, see ya.
Carol, wait! We're not living in that house anymore. I can't believe this. Did she just block me? Hey, Carol! Please pick up!
Hey, Susan, are you there? What the hell is this about? What the hell is going on? Come on, Susan, pick up.
Finally! I've been trying to reach you.
What is this? I just arrived at your house. These two old folks were standing out on the front stairs waiting for me. They said it was their house and property, and if I didn't get out, they would call the police. They shooed me off the property.
Well, they had the right. Besides, you living with us makes no sense.
Huh? How could you say that? That's not fair. We're family.
Please don't start with that again.
But you hire those old caretakers. If you have that much money, one more person living there would make no difference.
Caretakers?
Yeah, those two were the butler and the maid, right? You need people to take care of that huge place. I can't believe you ordered your helpers to shoo me away, your own flesh and blood. What were you thinking, for God's sake? Call them or something and let me onto the property right away. I'm right outside the gate, and it's starting to rain, so hurry the hell up.
Carol?
Yup, it's definitely starting to rain.
Those people? The caretakers you were talking about? They're my uncle and aunt.
Huh? Uncle? Those old folks are your uncle and aunt?
Yeah, that's right. My father's older brother.
You're kidding! You have your uncle working as a butler?
Nobody said anything about a butler.
So what is this all about then?
The mansion you're so obsessed about is owned by my uncle and aunt. It's their home and property.
Huh? Wait a sec. Then why were you living there? You started living there like from 6 months ago, right? So I figured it was Danny's place.
Well, my uncle had to go away for a while, so for 6 months or so, I was asked to look after the place. That's all.
What the hell are you talking about?
My uncle and his wife returned from overseas last week, and they no longer needed me to look after the place, so I left and went abroad.
Huh? Let me stop you right there. No way! You're saying you're not even in the States anymore?
That's right.
Why? Why are you overseas?
Dan's been stationed in Europe, so I just joined him.
Huh? This is the first I'm hearing about this.
Excuse me? We relayed this news to you loud and clear. We had a family meeting and explained that my uncle asked me to look after the house for 6 months. We explained all that to you. Don't you remember? We also informed you that I would be joining Dan in Europe by the end of the year. So, we're living in an apartment over here until we find a larger place.
You're kidding, right?
Anyway, I was able to continue work because my work allows me to work anywhere I want.
Then what the hell am I supposed to do?
What do you mean?
I have nowhere to live.
Why don't you just rent an apartment?
I don't have money for that. My husband took everything after he found out I was cheating on him. I think I have about $100 on me. That's it. How am I supposed to live on that?
Oh, that's too bad.
Susan?
Yes?
Okay, I accept that you're working at home and it's not some hobby. And I won't pester you about being a homebody or anything, so could you lend me a little money?
I really don't know.
Come on, I'm your sister-in-law. It's the least you could do for me.
Yeah, right.
Oh, thanks so much.
Sorry, I can't help you.
Huh?
I really don't want anything to do with someone who jokes about cheating on her husband. So sorry. If I lent you money, That means I will have to continue dealing with you. So I'll pass.
Wait a second. You're not serious. Please.
Maybe you can find some live-in job, like a maid. Good luck. Bye. My mother-in-law told me what happened afterwards. Apparently she had nowhere to go after that. I don't know where she came up with such a crazy idea, but she found her old schoolmate, a guy she used to date back in high school. I heard she took marriage papers to this guy and demanded that he marry her. Unfortunately, this guy was already married. As they were bickering in front of this guy's house, his wife came home and demanded to know what was going on. Well, as you can imagine, things really got heated. Eventually, the cops were called, and she was arrested. Well, her parents picked her up and took her home to their place. But she still had a considerable amount to pay to her ex-husband for cheating on him. She was forced to take a live-in job at a factory out in the country. They tell me she's working day and night at this place. Apparently a real desolate and lonely place. She's stuck with these circumstances until she pays back her debts, I guess.
Hello, Helen. How are you? I'm pretty sure you know who this is, right? Don't be immature and just ignore me. Being a childish snob will get you nowhere.
This is Karen, if I'm not mistaken. You're the one who was having an affair with my husband. That Karen?
Having an affair? Please, don't be so crude. It was nothing like that. And please, would you refrain from that my husband crap? He, Randy, loves me way more than you. You have no right to call him my husband. He's gonna dump you soon. He's already getting everything ready to divorce you.
Yeah, I suppose you're right about that. I don't think of that jerk as my husband anymore. Just a slip of the tongue. To be honest, I want to get this guy out of my life as soon as possible, but...
Yeah, money, right? You want compensation, right? Well, it seems Randy's parents will pay every cent to you, so don't worry. The sooner you're out of the picture, the better. They'll probably deposit the amount by tomorrow.
Yes, it seems that way. Well, they never really liked me very much. I guess they'll pay any amount just to get rid of me.
Yup, that seems to be the case. On the other hand, they are head over heels for me. They are super happy that Randy finally found the right girl. They really had it out for you. Dirt poor, unattractive, no fun. They just went on and on about you. What did you do to make them hate you so much?
They just didn't like that fact that Randy brought home a bride. They would act that way with anybody. I would be careful if I were you. They may seem all kind and sympathetic now, but mark my words, they will turn on you on a dime.
Do I sense a bit of jealousy there? Whatever, I was texting you about something else. I really need you to move out as soon as possible. You're getting on my nerves. You already submitted the divorce papers, right? He already dumped you, so why the hell are you still here? No place to go? You guys are not husband and wife anymore. You really shouldn't be living under the same roof.
No, I have not submitted the divorce papers yet. I plan to as soon as I get paid.
So that means the divorce is final by tomorrow? And you'll be out of the house by tomorrow too?
I'll be leaving right away.
Now you're talking. So you'll be out today, huh?
As a matter of fact, you had to text me online, which just delayed my departure even more.
Oh, yeah? I am so sorry that I mustn't hold you up.
So, are we done here? I really want to get the hell out of here. I don't feel comfortable here anyways.
Well, I wouldn't either. I mean, you're not wanted there. It would be uncomfortable for sure. All right then, Miss Loser. See ya. Rest assured, I will make him happy. Something you failed to do.
Hello, Helen, are you there? This is Jane, your Aunt Jane.
Oh, hi Aunt Jane. It's been a while. How you been?
Fine. Is it true that you're getting a divorce? I just got a call from Randy a second ago. This is the first I'm hearing about this. Is this true?
Unfortunately, yes, it's all true. As soon as I receive my compensation for the divorce, I plan to submit the divorce papers to the court. It will probably be sometime tomorrow.
Where are you now? He said you're not living at home anymore.
I checked into the Days Inn by the mall for now. I'll figure out what to do after everything's settled.
I see. I heard that your mother passed away and you no longer have a place to call home anymore.
Yes, that's right. As for my father, he passed away when I was 12, and my grandparents are long gone, so yeah, no place to call home. I have no brothers or sisters either, so I have plenty of time. I'll think long and hard about where to live and what to do. All the stuff I couldn't carry were put into storage by Randy's parents. I'll have them shipped after I get settled.
About a job. What are you going to do? You've been married for half a year, right? You didn't work at all. You were just a housewife.
Well, again, that's something I will have to think about.
Is there any particular field that you want to get into? What skills do you have?
When I was a student, I studied film. I was hoping I could do some film or video editing. It's only been about a year since I stopped doing editing work, so I figure it won't take long to get back into the habit in no time.
Seriously? You're just in luck. My son works at a small firm company and he could use an experienced film editor. You could do some work for him. What do you say?
Really? Your son works in the film industry?
Yes, they were just looking for an experienced film editor. If you're interested, I could give him a call. You would probably have to work on a contract basis, not a full-time employee. They would probably support you financially for the equipment like a PC and editing softwares, stuff like that. Everything is apparently done online. You know, meetings and so forth. So basically, you can work from anywhere you want. You want to meet him and discuss it? You can decide then. What do you say?
Thanks so much. That would be great.
Okay, I'll get in touch with my son and we can set up a meeting. But first, we have to do something about Randy and the others.
What do you mean, do something about? Is there a problem?
Randy's new wife, the one he had an affair with, well, apparently she's moving into the house now. She came over to update me on the current situation, about the divorce going through and her moving in. Plus, she went on and on about her love affair with Randy. To be honest, I didn't want to even hear about it. I was just talking to my brother, your former stepfather. She says the new girl, Karen, is very pretty, and Randy is raving about her, boasting about how beautiful she is and all. It made me nauseous just listening to him gushing platitudes about her.
Seriously?
I can't forgive them for what they did to you. Could you let me handle the rest? Trust me, I'll make things right.
Okay, but you don't really have to do this for my sake.
It's not that. They just seem to have forgotten what's right and wrong. They need to be taught a lesson. It's not only about you. Don't worry, I won't get you involved in any way. At least, it won't be disadvantageous for you.
Alright, I guess. If you insist, I'll leave it up to you. But please be careful, Aunt Jane.
Helen, are you there? Pick up! I just moved into this house. Why am I being kicked out on the first day here? What the hell is going on? It's not only me that has to get out. It's Randy and his folks too. Who is behind this? Is it you? Did you have something to do with this? What's more, Randy got fired from his job. He's the only one working. Without him, we can't survive.
Yeah, well, I had nothing to do with it. I wonder if it had something to do with, Randy works for the wedding service industry, right? It sure does not look good when one of its staff members cheats on his wife after only a year.
Are you trying to ruin us? Make us homeless?
Karen, calm down for a second. Why are you even contacting me anyway?
You had something to do with this. That's why. You pulled some crap for revenge, didn't you? We will not leave this place. You hear me?
Like I said, I have no idea what you're talking about. I had nothing to do with whatever is going on. I don't own that house. I'm a complete stranger now. If the person who owns the place wants you guys out, maybe you should comply. Or there may be legal consequences. The police could get involved.
Huh? What the hell are you blabbering on about? The people of this household have welcomed me with open arms. Unlike you. Why would this family kick me out? That's inconceivable.
Oh, so I see. You haven't heard. That house you're living in? That place is owned by your aunt, Aunt Jane. She owes the property.
Huh? Aunt Jane?
Yes, Aunt Jane. You know, your new stepdad's younger sister. You do know her, right? When Randy's grandfather died about 10 years ago, your stepdad opted to get cash as his inheritance, so Aunt Jane was given the rights to the house and property. The only reason you can all live there is because Aunt Jane is busy with work, and she's constantly flying to Europe and Asia on business. Sometimes she's gone for weeks. She grew up in that house and has a lot of memories for her. She allowed her brother to live there as a way to look after the place temporarily.
Huh? This is the first time I'm hearing about this.
Really? When I first moved in, Randy explained all this to me in detail. That we would probably have to move out someday, get our own place. Never got that far though.
Are you for real?
By the sound of it, you apparently thought you could live there forever, never having to pay rent. Too good to be true, huh?
I just arrived today. How am I supposed to know any of this stuff? Anyway, forget all that. I'm the new birdie here. Why the hell do I have to leave on the day I arrive? It doesn't make sense. This is bullying. Yeah, total persecution if you ask me.
Well, if you had any common sense, it wouldn't be very hard to understand. That goes for Randy and his folks too. I mean, the son cheats on his wife, brings this girl home, and the parents, rather than scold their son, welcomes her in with open arms and kicks me out. Then invites this woman to their home the next day, dumping me by the side of the road. Who does that? I feel for Aunt Jane. She grew up in that house and she loves the place. To have you folks throwing dirt on her memories. She probably couldn't look the other way and kick you guys out. At least that's what I think. I know Aunt Jane pretty well. She really abhors stuff like this, like cheating on a spouse.
I don't know anything about that. I wasn't trying to take over the house or anything. I have nowhere else to live.
Maybe you guys should just move out and rent or buy a place of your own.
Yeah, that's what I suggested, but Randy and his folks just went silent and had nothing to say. I already terminated my lease agreement with the apartment I was living in, and my folks got divorced years ago, and they both live with their new families. I hardly ever see them anymore.
Yeah, when I first got married, they used up all my savings without my permission. I remember I had like $50,000. They used it all up in no time. But surprisingly, they deposited that entire amount yesterday. Maybe that's why they can't get a new place.
Huh? Are you serious? $50,000?
They really must be hard on cash now, huh?
I never realized that this family was so poor.
Yeah, they like to live the good life, that's for sure. I always worried about their speed thrift ways. The house certainly looks very nice. You know why that is? Well, Aunt Jane put a lot of money into renovating it little by little. Like I said, she has fond memories of the place. Besides, she plans to live there when she retires. Well, that's about all I know.
Are you serious?
I was just like you when I married. I had no idea of the situation until Aunt Jane explained everything to me. When they demanded that they confiscate my entire savings, I was flabbergasted. But luckily, I had a lawyer friend threaten legal action if they didn't reimburse the money they stole. They immediately complied. Smart move in my opinion.
This is not happening to me!
Well, as for me, I got my money back plus compensation from Randy, so I'm good to go.
Hold on a sec. How the hell did they come up with $50,000 plus your compensation in a day? Did they have that much money stashed away?
I don't know anything about where they got the money. I got what I wanted. That's good enough for me. You should ask your father-in-law about that. Okay, I better get going.
Please, Helen, you can't just leaving hanging here.
Sorry, I have a job interview coming up. See ya, and good luck. Aunt Jane later told me that she gave to them 2 months to vacate the premise. She said she plans to rent out the place after that. 2 months had passed since I last talked to them. About that, $50,000 plus that Randy's folks paid me, That apparently came from Karen's savings, at least part of it. Well, it seems they confiscating her savings like they did mine. I hope she gets it back someday, but doesn't look likely. The rest of the money, I was told, they borrowed. Because they lost a place to live, now heavily in debt, they went out looking for some sort of live-in job. They eventually found a position at some sort of fishing resort up north. The pay is awful, but at least they have a roof over their heads. I heard that they were working their asses off to pay back their debt. It can get pretty cold up north in winter, but it is a fishing resort. At least they won't starve.
Hey, Patricia, can I talk to you for a second? Hi, Mackenzie. What's up? Did you take money out of my wallet again? What are you talking about? I had $1,000 in cash, but now there's only $800. This is the third time this has happened, you know? Oh, come on. I don't know anything about that. I bet you just miscounted how much you actually had and thought you had $1,000. Can you stop accusing me without having any proof? I do have proof. Huh? I always have a voice recorder in my bag for work. It seems like I accidentally left the record button on. And when I checked it, guess what I heard? Oh my goodness, she only has $1,000? I guess she won't notice if I take $200. I'll just tell her she miscounted. I heard what you said. You were eavesdropping? No, I wasn't eavesdropping. I'm just telling you that I had a voice recorder in my purse. I can't believe you would invade my privacy like that. Privacy has nothing to do with stealing from me. You're so disrespectful. That $1,000 included the money for your rent, you know. What? Your apartment is leased by Nathan, remember? So? Nathan's away on a business trip today and told me he forgot to pay your rent this month. So I was going to go see your landlord and give him the rent money in cash. So you took $200 from your own rent money. I didn't know that. I'll tell Nathan what happened. So please make sure to pay Nathan back $200 from your Social Security check. Wait a second. Also, it seems like you made a spare key to our house without our permission. I'm coming over now to take it back. What's the problem with me having a spare key to my own son's house? I don't feel safe in my own home knowing you have a spare key. What? I'm heading there now. Patricia? What were you thinking sneaking into our house in the middle of the night? What do you want so early in the morning? I'm still sleepy. We had a security camera installed last night. What? I have footage of you creeping into our house. I thought I had taken the spare key back yesterday. Do you have more? Of course. I thought something like this might happen, so I had another one made and hid it just in case. I guess I win this round. I don't really care if I win or lose, but if that's your plan, we'll just change the locks. What? There's no way Nathan would allow that. This house lease is in my name, so I wouldn't worry about that. Is that so? Patricia, just because Nathan is away, you've gone too far this time. What were you even doing here last night? That's besides the point. I know you're hiding something from me, your own mother-in-law. How dare you? Hiding something from you? What are you talking about? I looked at your bank records for this past year. What? My bank records? You're a disgrace as a daughter-in-law, but I guess you're a good worker. I have no idea who you're working for, but I see that you make $200,000 a year. I can see now why you didn't want to quit your job. Did you sneak into my house so you could find out how much I make? Well, yes. What were you thinking? Don't act so high and mighty. See here, Mackenzie. As a wife, you have the obligation to quit your job to take care of your husband and your in-laws. If you refuse to do so, you should be giving all of the money you earn to your in-laws. Even more so if you're making this much. So, from now on, I'm in charge of your finances. What? You're taking charge of my finances? Now that I know your earning potential, I will admit I see you in a whole new light. Earning $200,000 as a 31-year-old woman is impressive. I see that you've been spending quite a bit, but you still have $150,000 saved. Don't worry, I'll use this money wisely.
Are you serious? Did you take my ATM card?
Yes.
Give it back, right now!
My goodness, what are you talking about? I told you this is mine.
I don't recall giving it to you.
I'm going to tell you one more time. Any money you earn as my son's wife belongs to my son's parents. Which means, as your mother-in-law, it's mine. From now on, I'll spend this money wisely, so all you need to think about is working hard and providing for me.
I've had enough of this. Good morning, Nathan. Can you talk? It's kind of an emergency.
Hey, Mackenzie. I'm on my way to see a client right now, so I can talk. What's up?
So, your mom did something bad.
My mom?
Ever since you left for your trip, she's been out of control. She somehow made a spare key for our place without asking, and she came into the house when I wasn't there and stole $200 from my purse.
What?
And that's not all. I made sure to get the spare key back from her, but she had already made another one. And she came into our house in the middle of the night. She looked at our bank records and saw how much I make. And she took my ATM card.
She did what? Has she withdrawn our money?
No, not yet. While I was texting your mom about getting it back, I called the bank and had them cancel my card.
Oh, okay, that makes things a little better.
I don't think she knows my PIN anyway. And the file with my password and PIN information is at my parents' house, so I don't think she could withdraw any money anyways.
Yeah, you're probably right. My mom never thinks ahead. So she probably thought that she would just take your ATM card and make you tell her your PIN and password later or something. I'm so sorry. When my dad was alive, he also had a hard time with my mom's reckless spending. The real problem is that there's no one who can stop her.
Yeah. Well, she may have my ATM card, but I've already talked with the bank. And the $200 she stole is part of her rent money. So I told her to make sure to pay you back later.
Thanks. I'll make sure she pays me back.
Okay, sounds good. Also, can I go ahead with what we talked about before?
Yeah, this time she's gone too far. I think we can go ahead with our plan.
Okay, I'll get started on that right away then.
Okay, thanks.
Mackenzie, answer me!
Yes, Patricia? What's wrong?
Why are you so nonchalant?
You're the one who told me to answer you.
Whatever. Why is your ATM card getting declined?
What?
I can't pay back my payday loan.
Your payday loan? Patricia, are you in debt?
The due date is today. I couldn't get the money together, so I thought I would use your money to pay it back. So I gave your ATM card to the man from the payday loan company who came by the house today. But he said I couldn't pay him back in that way.
Of course he did. How is he going to use an ATM card without the PIN number?
I thought they could look the PIN up or figure it out or something.
Have you been watching too many soap operas or something? It's not like they're hackers. By the way, I've already called the bank and shut down any future activity on my account.
What? How could you do that without my permission?
I'm allowed to do whatever I want with my own account.
I told you that your earnings are mine.
Do you really think that's how the real world works?
It's your obligation to care for your mother-in-law. A bride is never allowed to talk back to her mother-in-law. That's an old ironclad rule that has existed for all time.
Has your brain slipped back to Victorian times?
What?
I guess it can't be helped. No matter how many times I try to talk to you, you won't listen. I give up.
Oh, so you're finally ready to do as I say. Okay, then give me your PIN number right now.
No. By the way, let me tell you what I was planning on using that savings account for. We were actually planning on buying you an apartment with that money.
Huh? Buy an apartment?
After Roger died, Nathan and I talked about the future. After all, your age is getting up there. Eventually, you would need Nathan and I's help. But to be honest, with how you treat me, there's no way I could live with you in the same house, especially if you're stealing money from my purse. So we were planning on buying an apartment for you within walking distance from us. And that way, we could keep each other's lives private. Or so I thought. The ATM card you stole was for a savings account with money for that apartment.
Oh, really? My goodness, you should have told me sooner. If that's what the money is for, I'll give you your card back.
No, that's okay. It's too late, Patricia.
Too late?
We'll only be buying an apartment for ourselves.
What?
After what you've done, both Nathan and I are done with you. Actually, I think we've been too patient with you.
What are you talking about? As I've told you countless times, your job is to take care of me. You better buy me that apartment.
I better buy you, huh? It seems like no matter what I say, we'll never understand each other.
It's your job to understand me and what I want.
We've already moved.
What?
We don't plan on telling you our new address. And we haven't told you yet, but Nathan has started a new job.
A new job?
Yes, so even if you go to his old company, he won't be there.
Fine, I'll go to your workplace.
I quit 2 months ago and am working freelance.
What?
I didn't tell you that either. I started earning more with my side job than I was at my company, and it was hard to do both, so I quit my job.
Just hold on a second. You guys are being so selfish.
That's the last thing I want to hear from you. Oh, and about your current apartment? Nathan will pay your rent until the next contract renewal in March, but we'll be terminating the lease after that. So he says you should figure something out.
What? He's abandoning his own mother. It's his job to take care of his parents in old age.
You've made Nathan and I too mad to care about that anymore.
I can't believe this. I'm going to call Nathan.
He's already blocked you.
What?
I was also planning on blocking you after telling you about your apartment, but there was just so much more I wanted to say to you.
Mackenzie?
Thanks to you, I feel so much better. I'm going to change my number now.
Wait a second.
Just be grateful that I didn't call the police.
Please, wait.
Goodbye. My friend told me that I should have reported my mother-in-law to the police, but apparently the payday loan she took out was from quite a shady company. So I thought it was better for her if she would figure things out for herself as she paid back her loan. At least, I think it'll be better this way. And that shady payday loan place called me to ask about my ATM card. But when I told them that my mother-in-law had taken it without asking and that we would no longer be speaking with her, they said, "So she'll be in that apartment until March, huh?" The man on the phone sounded disturbingly happy about that. By the way, she's about $30,000 in debt. I hope she figures something out.
Trent, you're done with work now, right? Or do you have overtime again today?
Oh, hi, Alex. Yep, I have overtime again today, just like always.
This must be what? The 5th day in a row? Are you all right?
What do you mean?
Like, your health. Are you feeling okay? I know it can't be helped that your company is busy, but try not to overdo it, okay, babe? Remember to be kind to yourself.
You done yet?
Huh?
I want to get back to work now. You done yet?
Sure. What about supper?
Don't bother. I don't need any tonight either.
Got it.
Bye.
A few months later. Trent, do you have overtime again today?
Yeah.
You sure have had a lot of overtime these last few months, huh? I haven't known anyone that worked this much. I don't even remember the last time you came home on time.
So what? Quit your whining. Who are you, my mom? I'm making a heck of a lot more money for it. You should be thanking me.
It's just, I don't really see it reflected in your salary. If you're making so much money, where is it all going?
Huh?
I've never seen any of your payday invoices because you deal with all that stuff. But the money being paid into our joint bank account every month is no different from the time you did no overtime at all. Despite the fact you work so many hours in a week these days, your company's probably in violation of the Labor Standards Act.
Well, yeah, of course. It's because I'm doing, service overtime. Yeah, that's it.
Huh?
Listen, babe, I haven't told you about this, but the truth is our company's not doing so well lately. The CEO said he was desperate for people to do extra, but turnover was so bad they couldn't afford to cover us for it. So he lowered his head and practically begged me. I felt bad for him. Plus, I've been at this company for a while and they've always been good to me, so yeah. I'm doing service overtime. That's why my salary looks the same.
I see. Is that so?
Yeah, it is. People are saying if we can pull together as a team and get through this rough patch, we'll be back up to our old strengths before long. That's why I need you to stop complaining and have my back for a change. This is out of my hands, babe. It can't be helped.
I see. All right. 1 month later. Trent, do you have a minute? I need to talk to you. It won't take long.
What do you want?
Are you still at work?
Yeah, I told you before, right? I'm doing service overtime. It's out of my hands. You need to stop bothering me while I'm at work.
Oh, that's interesting. You wouldn't actually happen to be, say, at a hotel with your lover, would you?
Huh?
All this crap about overtime wouldn't happen to be an excuse for you to go off on seedy little trysts with your lover, the CEO's wife, would it? And you wouldn't have just happened to have been fired earlier this week for your affair with said CEO's wife, would you? Does any of this ring any bells, Trent?
What the hell? How?
Listen, your dismissal notice just came today.
My what?
A letter addressed to you from the company came. Then your manager, you know, the one who we met through, and some other stiff corporate-looking guys showed up at our door out of the blue this morning. I'm sure you've been made aware of the situation with your husband through the dismissal notice we sent, but we wanted to let you know he was, in fact, dismissed for gross misconduct.
What the heck? They must have been pranksters, babe. I'm at work right now.
Cut the crap, Trent. They told me they felt I had a right to know why you were dismissed, because it was something that would influence my life greatly. They told me you were having an affair with the current CEO's wife. When I asked, they told me that she's also the daughter of the previous CEO. You really picked a blinder with her, didn't you?
Well, damn it. What's the point? Whatever, the secret's out. I can't hide it anymore. Okay, fine, I'm having an affair. Everything they told you is true. I'm in a sexual relationship with Melissa Silverstein, the daughter of the previous CEO and the wife of the current one.
Why do you sound so proud to announce it? They told me that's why you got fired.
What of it? It was nothing more than a vain attempt at revenge to soothe the CEO's profound butthurt.
Revenge?
You still don't get it, do you? Pitiful. All it takes is one look at Melissa's titles to realize what I'm getting at here.
Huh? Daughter of the previous CEO and wife of the current one? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, bingo! Think about it for a moment, you dimwit. How do you imagine my future to look, being loved by a woman like that?
I don't follow.
Bright, dazzling, and envied by all.
Excuse me? The only future I can see for you right now is one where you're perpetually crushed by the suffocating pressure of the enormous compensation payments you're gonna owe to me and the CEO. That might not be so bad if you had a job to come up with the money, but you just got fired for gross misconduct. Your future looks pretty dark, gloomy, and miserable to me. Which part of that is supposed to be dazzling or enviable? Do you even realize the magnitude of what you've done?
What the frick are you talking about? You're surprisingly stupid. Did I really marry someone who's this much of a moron?
What's so funny?
It's true, I'll almost definitely owe you and the CEO a hefty sum in compensation. On top of that, the CEO will almost definitely divorce Melissa. However, think, Alex, just think for once in your life. Show me what that little peanut between your ears is capable of. Okay, I get it's probably hopeless, your mind's just too slow. I'll just explain. The point is, Melissa will still be the daughter of the previous CEO.
Sure, so what?
Basically, if me and Melissa get married, I'll become the next CEO.
What? Wait, what?
Jesus, woman, do you still not understand?
I don't understand how you can be this much of an idiot. Oh my, I almost feel bad for you. Let me make sure we're on the same page here. So you think that if you marry the daughter of the last CEO, you automatically become the next one? Please, can you just confirm that's what you're actually trying to say?
Yep, you got it. Maybe you're not such a dummy after all. You see, Melissa's an only child with no brothers to inherit the company. Whoever she marries automatically becomes the next CEO. Surely that's obvious.
By extension of that logic, if the current CEO divorces Melissa, he automatically loses his position as CEO? Is that what you're claiming?
Yep, you got it, sweet cheeks. Boom, boom, boom. We're going to the moon, baby. Then the whole epic will draw to a close with me firing the old CEO after a dramatic speech in front of the whole company on the dawn of my rise to power. The movie's about to begin, and I'm the MC.
You're more detached from reality than I thought. I hate to tell you this, Trent, but I'm not so sure if this is gonna go down quite how you expect it to. Anyway, that aside, I'm gonna be going back to my folks' place this evening. I'll leave the divorce papers on the table. See to it that they get signed and handed in. I intend on finding a lawyer and leaving everything to do with the compensation up to him later this week. So when the invoice turns up, make sure you pay.
Sure, whatever. I hand the papers in today and even pay you a generous sum in compensation. I feel bad for you, you know. It must hurt to lose a guy like me. I gotta admit, I didn't expect my secret to get out this early, but it looks like I'm gonna get my happy ending all the same. Before long, my dream of becoming CEO will be a reality. I'll be the boss, and everyone will bow down to me. Me!
Lord, give me strength. 2 weeks later.
Alex, I've changed my mind. The divorce is off. I repeat, the divorce is off. Abort! Damn and blast it. I forgot I handed in the papers. Whatever, no biggie. Just go and register us to get married again, okay, sweetie pea? Let's get back together.
Ah, Trent, good morning. I was just about to message you.
Yeah, of course you were. I'm glad we're on the same page here, baby. Me and you were meant to be together forever. Let's face it, I'm hardly a guy you can forget about overnight, am I?
I hate to do this to you after you just got fired, but you owe me compensation for the affair.
What?
I don't feel like I should even have to say this, but we are never, ever, ever getting back together. Give me a break. Who the hell would get back with a dirtbag who cheated on them?
But Alex, me and you were always meant to be together. Do you believe in fate? I do, and I've always thought me and you were fated, like soulmates, you know? That's why we need to...
I take it you just realized you're not gonna be CEO and are panicking to try and salvage something resembling a life? I mean, it was obviously never gonna happen. I worked at that company for a long time before we got married. It was clear to me back then that the only people who made CEO were those who did so on their own merit and hard work. Your lover Melissa's marriage to the CEO only came about through marriage talks established after he stepped up to his current position. She has nothing to do with management or succession.
Oh my God.
And come on, Trent, really? What kind of company appoints their CEOs based on who happens to be married to the daughter of the last guy who ran the place? Can you imagine how quickly they'd go bankrupt?
No, Alex, I'm different. I've got what it takes. I would have kept everyone in line. I'll just slam my face down on my CEO's desk and everyone will be soon doing their jobs like obedient little worker ants. We'll be smashing productivity records.
Wow. Is there not even a little part of you that suspects there might be more to a CEO's job than that? It's true, I've never been a manager myself, and I don't claim to be any kind of expert on what a CEO's work duties entail. But applying even a tiny bit of common sense, there's no way the head of such an enormous organization could keep things running just by slamming his fist on his desk and trying to look tough. In fact, I think even an elementary school kid could figure that out. Do you have any idea how naive you sound?
But Melissa, a woman of very high status loves me, and nothing will change that.
Like I said, that's meaningless at that company. Even if, for argument's sake, there are companies who appoint successors on such a ludicrous system, which I doubt, that company most definitely does not. In reality, even if she and the CEO do divorce, that still doesn't mean you'll be getting a look in. The only thing you managed to achieve with this ridiculous plot of yours was getting fired. Well done, doofus. You proud? I heard Melissa just got disowned by her parents too. Don't you think your fates in all this tell the whole story?
But
Even if you don't want to admit how tragically foolish and arrogant you've been, surely there's a part of you that's capable of basic logic and understands the hopelessness of your situation. After all, why else would you come begging me to take you back? Because any hope you had of paying back the enormous amount of compensation you owe just vanished before your eyes.
if you understand that, then give me another chance, please. You're all I've got.
Didn't I tell you we're never getting back together?
Maybe so, but you can change your mind, can't you?
No. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. I received Melissa's portion of the compensation ages ago.
What? No way!
According to her representative, she plans to do her utmost to find a new job to help her pay off the loan she had to take out to cover it. They wouldn't tell me anything else, though.
You're lying, right?
Nope, that's more your area of expertise. Goodbye. A few days later.
Alex, help me, please. This is serious now. The company found out I've been overclaiming on corporate expenses. They demanded I pay them back every cent. Holy crap, there's no way I can pay this. My life is over. Ah! I didn't think it'd be a problem since it was all gonna be my money one day anyway when I became CEO. But the company lawyer started preaching to me about how even if I was CEO, it would never be acceptable to use company expenses to fund expensive restaurants and holidays. Between that and the compensation you're demanding, I owe almost $100K. Can you believe that? $100,000. I screwed up. I screwed up big time. Alex, please, I'm begging you. Can we just call it quits on the compensation? Could you maybe help me pay back the 7 years worth of embezzled corporate expenses too? Please? I know we can do it. If we join forces and work as a team, we can claw our way out of this together. I believe in us, babe. Alex!
Go away.
Huh?
I divorced you because I don't want anything to do with you ever again. Do not contact me, you delusional freak.
No, your words. They cut like a knife through my heart. How could you do this to me, Alex?
Later on. It was plainly obvious talking to Trent that he wasn't going to get me my money, so I went over to his parents' place for a chat. When I explained everything that had happened until now, they both let out a sigh of relief so big it was like every oxygen molecule was expelled from their body in a single breath. They told me they were going to force him to work at a forestry company run by one of their acquaintances, and along with instilling some discipline in him, promised they'd see to it that I got my compensation. Apparently, they also made the same promise to his old company regarding the embezzled expenses. A few days later, my tragic ex-husband was sighted crying his eyes out while banging on the back of windows of a black sedan driving away in the direction of the countryside. It's actually kind of embarrassing to think I married such a delusional moron in the first place. On a side note, I felt strangely inspired by watching my lawyer at work. His rhetorical abilities and work ethic were just something else. So inspired, in fact, that I decided to try and become a lawyer myself. I know how tough it's gonna be, but I'm determined to do my best.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.